announcements at like 12:45, 12:50, and then right before we start. So if we hear something, we'll obviously wait until they.
Will we just stop playing?
If they do it while we're playing, just keep playing.
Okay.
I don't really know how else to do it.
I think it's nice background music. It's just that thing like telling what time, like it's starting in 10 minutes or something. Like,
Yeah, we heard that earlier.
Yeah, I think that's all it is.
Largo, just repeat the end.
Welcome to the Sanford School of Public Policy graduation ceremony. The ceremony will begin in 10 minutes. As you find a seat, please move toward the center of your row. Also, please silence your cell phones. We invite you to share your photos on social media with each other using the hashtag PubPol2018. Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. We are at capacity, so we request that you use every seat in your row. Please do not leave any empty seats between you and the next party. Good afternoon. The ceremony is about to begin. Please make your way to your seat. We are at capacity, so please move all the way to the middle of the row and do not leave any empty chairs. Thank you.
Number one.
With repeats, right?
No repeats. No repeats. Number one. Never
Good afternoon. Please be seated. Welcome, one and all. I'm Kelly Brownell, the Dean of the Sanford School of Public Policy. Before we begin, please take a moment to turn off cell phone ringers. So I would like to welcome all of you, graduates, family members, and friends, to this celebration that marks a turning point in all our lives. The talented individuals gathered here have successfully completed the undergraduate major in public policy and are concluding their transformative years as Duke University students. After this weekend, the role student will no longer apply. The role you have occupied almost your entire life will be replaced by new roles, in some cases, further training and student status, but in other cases, many walks of life that will take people to the most interesting places and will provide you with new opportunities to shine. Among the new roles you will have is alumnus. Each of you now belongs to a long and very proud tradition. You're joining a distinguished network of Sanford and Duke graduates in leadership positions around the world. Sanford alumni are policy analysts inside and outside government in the United States and around the world. They are members of Congress, heads of major businesses, and entrepreneurs. Sanford alums do lots of different kinds of work, but like you, they are united by being creative problem solvers. Graduates, you're ready for this. As your teachers and mentors, we are confident that you will have impact wherever you go. Our confidence comes from having seen what you can do in the classroom and, of course, in the world. Your accomplishments over the last 4 years are really remarkable. First, you have met rigorous academic standards. You have learned to use economics, statistics, history, and ethics to analyze important issues, big issues like climate change, national security, healthcare, social justice, and poverty. Many of you conducted top-quality research one-on-one with our faculty. World-class thinkers they are. You learned how to communicate your ideas effectively, and just as important, you learned to listen to people whose ideas are different than yours. The ability to engage respectfully with adversaries is critically needed in these times. You also road-tested what you learned in the classroom through your internships across the nation and across the world. You interned in news organizations, consulting firms, schools, nonprofits, and government offices from Washington, D.C. to San Francisco and from India to Ecuador. At the Duke campus farm, you worked, in the rainforest on the island of Madagascar, at Fort Knox. Some of you visited a Navy SEAL base with the American Grand Strategy Program. Some of you met UN Ambassador Nikki Haley and other important national security leaders. Here at Duke, you became leaders in student government, at the Chronicle and many other enterprises. Some of you also pursued your passion for performing arts, varsity sports, politics, community service, and, of course, activism. You are the change makers Terry Sanford planned to cultivate when he founded our school in 1971. Terry Sanford was an influential governor of North Carolina, a U.S. Senator, and president of Duke University. He sought to instill in graduates, and I quote from Terry Sanford, an abiding concern for justice and an ability to think straight now and throughout life. If Terry Sanford were to meet today's graduates, I know he would proudly agree these words describe the class of 2018. Graduates, we have seen what you can do, and we look forward to what comes next. Now, please join me in welcoming Director of Undergraduate Studies, Leslie Babinski, who will present our Sanford School Awards for outstanding students.
Good afternoon. The Joel Fleischman Distinguished Scholar Award is given to the student with the highest GPA in public policy. The award is named for Joel Fleischman, who joined the Duke faculty in 1971 as professor of law and public policy. He was then appointed as the founding director of the Institute of Policy Sciences and Public Affairs, which is now the Sanford School. Students, I know that you've spent many hours in the Fleischman Commons, which was named in his honor. Thank you, Professor Fleischman, for joining us today to help celebrate our graduates. As you can imagine, this award is very competitive. We have lots of academically talented students. Today, I'm pleased to present the Fleischman Distinguished Scholar Award to Mara Smiles. Mara is from Annapolis, Maryland. In addition to her public policy major, she's receiving certificates in child policy research and ethics. Last summer, Mara served as an intern at the Office of the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights in Colombia. Next year, she'll be conducting research in Madrid as a Fulbright scholar. Her project will focus on the impact that a new paternity leave policy has on gender roles within the family and within the workplace. Congratulations, Mara. Next, I'd like to introduce Professor Ken Rogerson, the director of the Honors Thesis Program.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here today, but first I want to recognize that the honors program in Sanford is also not an easy thing to do, and so I would like all the students who wrote an honors thesis to please stand and acknowledge some applause. Thank you. Did you count them? That's the largest honors class we've ever had, and I'm grateful for their hard work and the work of all of their advisors. I also want to acknowledge Deandra Rose and Adam Hollowell, who were also co-instructors and co-directors in this process. This year's winner of the Best Honors Thesis is Blaine Elias. Blaine's project was entitled To Seek or Not to Seek, Examining Health-Seeking Behaviors Among Ethiopian Immigrants in the United States. Blaine is from Haymarket, Virginia, and in addition to public policy, earned a second major in global health and a certificate in information science and studies. A couple of comments from her nominator and from the selection committee. Oh, I also wanted to acknowledge there was a faculty selection committee who had nothing to do with the honors thesis program, and we sent them the honors thesis, and so it was chosen blindly in that way. Quote, Blaine conceived of, designed, and implemented and completed a novel project examining a phenomenon, the healthcare-seeking behaviors of immigrants, about which nothing was known previously. Her work was groundbreaking, her work ethic prodigious, and the final product of sufficiently high quality to warrant special recognition. The study makes a significant contribution to the understanding of relationships among ethnic identity, immigration status, and health-seeking behaviors and care utilization. We can learn a lot from this thesis about how different ethnic groups might interpret diseases and experience health care. Congratulations, Blaine. I'd like now to turn the time over to Corey Krupp, who's the director of our MIDP program, to give the Sanford Student Leadership Award.
Good afternoon. My name is Corey Krupp, and I'm a faculty member in the Sanford School. I've had the pleasure of teaching economics to many of these graduating students, and I'm here to present the Terry Sanford Student Leadership Award. This award's presented to a graduating senior who emulates Terry Sanford's outrageous ambition in leadership, in social causes, and giving back. As the dean told you, Terry Sanford was our founder of the school back in 1971. He was a U.S. Senator, governor of North Carolina, and for 15 years, the president of Duke University. One of the hallmarks of his leadership style was his ability to inspire young people, to inspire them to take on challenging tasks and to make real change happen. We have 2 Leadership Award winners this year, and I'd like to ask them both to come up to the podium so I can talk about them. Our winners are Jacqueline Mineta and Adam Beyer. So Adam Beyer is an extraordinarily committed, quiet leader, and I'm reading from his nomination documents, who deeply engages with the organizations to which he has dedicated his time and talent. He worked at the Duke Chronicle all 4 years at Duke, contributed to the Sanford Communications Office for 3 years, and he led the Duke Democrats organization for 2 years. He is all in, and he never quits. Adam Beyer is a quiet leader, a leader who listens, considers what others have to say, and offers his own perspective without seeking to dominate others. He leads and persuades people by showing up, working hard, and being fair. In short, he leads by the example he sets. Congratulations, Adam. Jacqueline Mineta was nominated for this award on the basis of her dedication to addressing the scourge of teenage suicide. In the wake of losing her best friend in high school, she spent several years producing and creating a documentary film about teenage suicide from the teenager's perspective, called Not Alone, in order to understand why it's becoming such an epidemic and how to deter it. She worked tirelessly to raise funds to distribute the film to public and private middle and high schools so that these conversations can be held about the social pressures that teens endure and how to help each other. Her leadership in helping to connect people in pain, to break through all the noise, to reach them, and to remind everyone that it's all of our collective responsibility to pay attention and to love each other. That's why I nominated her and why she deserves this award. Congratulations, Jacqueline. Thank you.
I've already been introduced, but you get me one more time. We have an undergraduate teaching and mentoring award that we give each year, and it's named after Susan Tift, who I knew in her early years here, but let me tell you a little bit about her. Susan Tift began teaching in the Sanford School in 1998 as the Eugene Patterson Professor of the Practice of Communications and Journalism. In the spring of 2010, she lost a courageous fight with cancer, and we honor her with this award. Students consistently praised Susan's teaching excellence and her willingness to challenge them with heavy workloads and thoughtful questions. They responded positively to her high expectations. Her teaching was regularly among the most highly ranked in student evaluations. Susan also was an undergraduate here at Duke. When she came back to teach, she wrote the following, quote, "So many people at Duke helped me when I was young, and now I hope I have started to repay the debt." And we do consider that debt repaid in full. This year, the Susan E. Tift Teaching and Mentoring Award goes to Professor Nick Carnes. Nick came to Sanford in the fall of 2011 and teaches undergraduate politics core courses and elective courses on social and political processes and inequalities. Here are a few thoughts from the students. I appreciate having a professor who truly seems to be rooting for his students. Dr. Carnes' 301 class has taught me more about policy and navigating life than any other course I have taken at Duke. Life hack, anyone? I often use what I have learned from his 301 class in debates with friends and other professors from different classes. I can recall the material with ease and no aid from notes because Dr. Carnes knows how to make ideas stick with you. I feel like the skills I learned in this class apply every day. It's increased my interest in public policy and politics in general. When people care about your intellectual growth, your personal growth, and overall stability, I think you are in the best position to maximize your output. I have never felt so supported in a class. It is a true academic pleasure to study under a professor who is obsessed with the course material in the way Nick Carnes is. He has been my favorite public policy teacher, in fact, probably my favorite teacher ever. He spent time with me to go over concepts and go over anything else I needed. Not enough can be said about this professor, and I hope and pray you give him tenure. He deserves it. Okay, anonymous student, it happened. And finally, Carnes was the best professor I've had at Duke, full of energy, really fair, dedicated to the learning process. He needs to teach other professors how to actually teach. So, on a personal note, we team taught 301 together 3-4 years ago now, and I must say that I would grow my hair long, put it in a ponytail, and tie-dye my shirt, and be a groupie for this rock star guy. Congratulations, Nick.
It is my pleasure to introduce our student speaker, Amy Kramer. Amy, oh, you can clap. Amy is a Robertson Scholar with majors in public policy and political science with concentrations in U.S. foreign policy and security, peace, and conflict studies. Next year, Amy will be earning a master's in global affairs in Beijing as a Schwarzman Scholar. She was also recently elected to serve two terms on Duke University's Board of Trustees. In her free time, Amy was the principal bassoonist of the Duke Symphony Orchestra. Let's welcome Amy Kramer.
Hello to the friends and family who have filled this hall today, and to all those watching on the live stream here on campus and around the world. It is truly an honor to speak with you today. In the summer before I came to Duke, I planned out every class that I was going to take for 4 years. I was that person. But one theme to my time as a Blue Devil is that plans change. Take it from me, internships fall through. And despite people asking you since literally August what you're going to be doing next year, sometimes you don't get that interview. We all got to where we're sitting today through a circuitous path that most certainly contained at least one turn we did not foresee. The moral of many of our stories is that life happens, and as leaders, we need to be flexible. We need to be resilient. Duke and the interdisciplinary nature of the public policy major have prepared us for the real world and all the exciting twists and turns to come. I, for one, was so sure when I came to Duke that I was going to major in economics. But it didn't take more than one semester in Econ 101 to realize that the theory of economics was not enough for me. I sought the real-world application, the real-life context within which economics can drive change. I soon found public policy as the perfect integration of political science, economics, psychology, and ethics. We advise the policymakers. We embrace questions as the decision makers. We develop solutions in the service of society. So parents, in case your graduate did not tell you what they've been learning the last 4 years, let me give you just a taste of the public policy major. When we walked into the Sanford School for the first time and entered our intro pub ball class, we discovered the richness of public policy. We struggled through writing our first memo, a skill that our peers in other institutions may never learn until they're already on the job. Through our core courses, we've studied the political process behind policy and began to understand the methods to leverage political stakeholders and push legislation through. We studied the biggest economic policies in this country and also how to explain them to Aunt Sally at Thanksgiving, who doesn't remember her college economics course. Our examples came right from the headlines. How does cap and trade work? Why do firms set prices like they do? What is the elasticity of people's demand for long graduation speeches? But maybe most importantly and most uniquely is Sanford's recognition of ethics as a vital foundation for any policy action. In our required ethics course, we were challenged to look at policies differently and consider some of the most difficult issues to legislate. And in every other class, we were similarly pushed to consider the ethical implications of any proposed policy action. Sanford's recognition of ethics as a key tenet of public policy decision-making is a reflection of Sanford's commitment to fostering a community of ethical leaders. Taking our talents on the road so that we can apply what we've learned, one of the most important parts of the public policy major is, of course, the internship requirement. While many of us honed our public policy skills by trying to frame an investment banking gig into a policy internship, most students in Sanford spend hours with Elise and Suzanne in the career office before being thrust into the real world. But like the rest of our circuitous Duke paths, sometimes the internship process does not go according to plan. In my junior year, I landed a pretty cool internship in Germany, but March became April, and April became May, and my security clearance had not processed yet. So with summer fast approaching, I desperately applied to literally anything Elise said sounded reasonable. But after every road seemed to lead to a dead end, I had to jump off the beaten path, and my mentor helped me reach out to her contacts at Fort Knox. I soon found myself in the U.S. Army Cadet Command's Research Division and helped write a national diversity strategy and draft memos for the commanding general as their first intern ever. The Army staff were surprised when everything I wrote was good enough the first time because they didn't know how many times we all had already rewritten our memos through the public policy major. By the end of the summer, I soon found myself in a room full of male Army colonels, briefing them on my relatively controversial thesis research that found some negative trends having to do with male Army ROTC commanders. But because of my statistics coursework, I was confident in my data. Because of my coursework in political analysis, I understood the political climate associated with women in the military and recognized the veto points in my way. I collaborated with stakeholders in order to implement a solution that will improve the environment for all female ROTC cadets in the country. Through the public policy major, I've learned to be a problem solver, to incentivize buy-in, and to frame issues to convey importance and support. And through forging my own path, I ended up in the single best place for me. It just took some twists and turns to arrive. And we didn't go down the circuitous path alone. We had advisors, professors, TAs, peers, mentors, and staff. From thesis funding to an internal career office, we have been mentored and coached through it all. Our professors Skyped with us through the summer to help with our theses. Our professors stayed until 3 a.m. to ensure that a post-election discussion had ample time to develop and everyone an opportunity to listen and be heard. Our professors have leveraged their professional networks to help us succeed in Washington and beyond. Our professors have made themselves available outside the classroom and far beyond the call of duty. I'd like to acknowledge these wonderful Sanford faculty, staff, advisors, and mentors with a quick round of applause. We were in our Sanford classrooms after the 2016 election. We discussed and fought and listened and learned as unexpected political events changed in real time. We were in our Sanford classrooms learning about healthcare and the tax code and engaging the new ones as they were being written. We were in our Sanford classrooms when hurricanes ravaged parts of the United States, and we had to explain, of course without jargon, the economic policy options available for recovery. In our Sanford seminars, we analyzed issues seemingly impossible to legislate, such as hate speech on college campuses. We began our own nonprofits. We studied law, education, the environment, international trade, national security, global health, and journalism. We had an education that not only prepared us for the real world, it was about the real world in real time. And now I turn to you, my fellow graduates. Some of us know what we're doing for years to come. Others have a plan for just the next 1 or 2, and others are still looking. And that is okay, because like everything else, we're following a circuitous path. And sometimes the most learning happens when plans change, and the best jobs come from the rejections before them. We must be flexible, we must be open-minded. And just like we learn to problem solve in the classroom, we must continue to break through ceilings when all doors appear closed. And like many of our professors were there for us, we must be there for those who follow in our footsteps as strong Duke alumni. So friends, congratulations, at least for now, no more memos, no more weekly quizzes, no more long majors union emails, late nights, or exams. We're prepared for the real world, and like you, I cannot wait to take it on. Thank you.
Excellent. We will now present the graduating class. Names will be read by Professors Catherine Admay, Alma Blount, Judith Kelly, and Billy Pizer. Students, you come up by row, remain seated until the marshal invites your row to stand, and of course remain at the top of the ramp until you hear your name called. Parents, family, and friends, feel free to take photos during this, but just keep the center aisle clear, and it's fine to applaud for our graduates. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we will present the Sanford School of Public Policy Class of 2018.
Satanji Amanda Agosa. Shreya Ramchandani Ahuja. Faven Abby Alamu. Hope Marie Arcuri. Karina Alexandra Armstrong. Laura Woods Baker. Carly Noel Bant. Paget Caroline Barranco. Laura Julia Lanche Bender. Benjamin Stanley Berger. David William Bernstein. Adam Nicholas Byer. Nicholas Connell Bigo. Matama Malaka Bility. Edward Austin Bliss Jr. Camille Victoria Bowler. Madison Elizabeth Boyan. Miranda North Bramson. Evan Michael Brzezinski. Erica Berganti. Claire Song Chen. Yanwen Chen. Yuran Chen. Woo. John Kureshi Clark. Ashley Elaine Claw. Douglas Gordon Cohen. Sydney Advocate Connolly. Sarah Elizabeth Constand. Stephen Malin Constantine. Christopher Anderson Cook. Nathaniel George Hewitt Cooney. Philip Bertram Coons. Eleanor Catherine Costley. Bryce Scott Cracknell. Madison Emily Crutchfield. George McGeehan Daly. Norma DeJesus. Andrew Lewis DeJoy. Elizabeth Marie DeVitt. Haley Madison DeShong. Andrew Richard Distel. Joseph Abel Dolan Galaviz. David Ridgway Duquette. Blaine Elias. Brian Meter Engler. Marissa Simone Farbman. John Arthur Forlines IV.
Jason Defoe Fatso. Callie Elizabeth Fry. Dylan Ian Gambardella. Jessica Lewis Garda. Keely Jane Gaston. Amanda S. Gavkovich. Nikita Gawande. Kate McSpirit Gilhooly. Jameson Michael Glenn. Emily Elise Goldman. Andre Austin Good. Matthew Greenwald. Lisa Garaya. Marin Mebratu Hagos. Catherine Fox Hammond. Iris Howe. Tassine Farhan Hawk. Michelle Hobbold. Whitney Keene Hazard. Amanda Nicole Hedgecock. John Eric Heer. Naveen Iman Hinain. Christopher Addison Hill. Jennifer Hoffman. Margaret May Hum. Emily Christina Horn. Anna Claire Huck. Britton Lauren Hughes. El Mia Infanti. Constantino Isharopoulos. Andrew Carver Jackson. Graham Page Jackson. Ellen Bailey Jacobs. Brianna L. Johnson King. Andrew Trevor Jordan. Coranda Renee Katsaka. Anna Athelia Call. Natalie Couts. Sophia Elaine Kelly. Sarah Michelle Kerman. Atib Khan. Sakshi Khanna. Yu Na Kim. Benjamin Charles Klein. Thomas William Klug. Clay Knobler. Samuel Ross Conaliege.
Amy Lynn Kramer. Christina Lauren Langmack. Winslow Radcliffe Labarack. Christine Amy Lee. Julia Abigail Luchtenberg. Ellen Liu. Jack Niles Lubin. Allison Eileen Law. Vanessa Luce. Jan Philip Masachek. Jack Michael Mayer. Christina Makarova. Benjamin Austin Mapes. Zachary Harrison Marcus. Theodore Story Maynard. Emily Rose McAuliffe. Helen Trice McCarthy. Caroline Ellis McCracken. Ashley Elizabeth McCurry. Meryl McCurry. Vivian Gray McElroy. James Powell McGee. Christopher Joseph McGrath. Grant Stevens McHorse. Chloe Eleanor McLean. Jackson Reed McLaurin. Julia Vale Medine. Ashley Middleton. Taylor Miller. John Richard Minshew. Jacqueline Aram Monetta. Megan Elizabeth Moore. Alexandra Maria Maury. Alexandria Marie Natarajan. Kamha Gwen. Ryan Daniel Nicholson. Ogaichi Taidaya Oneka. Natalia Cristina Ortiz. Jonathan Ancora Osei. Isabella Mercedes Paez. Elena Pack. Jenny Peng. Taylor Nicole Peterson. Pamela Petrick. Tierney John Pretzer. Victoria Melinda Prince. Liza Beth Rebold.
Arturo Manuel Reyes. Matt John Riley. David Graham Robbins. Alia Shurish Sani. Sydney Paige Sirachek. Diana Sharich. What did I skip? Oh, whoops. Alina Sadik. Catherine Scandura. Chelsea Paige Scott. Courtney Elise Scofis. Shivani Ashish Shah. Shalok Samir Shah. Tirdad Shabazi. Kelsey Amanda Sicard. Mark David Siegel. Alana Mary Silberstein. Gurbani Singh. Sydney Teresa Smith. Mara Elizabeth Smiles. Bonnie Catherine St. Charles. Jackson Fletcher Steger. Carly Stern. Julia Lee Sutherland. Nicole Aaron Tallerman. Siobhan Tandon. Miu Tarumi. Colin Nevis Taylor. William Hampton Tenner. Hans Jacob Tyler. Mary Gabrielle Barry Thomas. Sam Zachary Turkin. Shadman Muhammad Udin. Tyler Wakefield. Amy M. Wong. Christine Tina Way. Elizabeth Chandler Wilkinson. Amir Annalise Williams. Jessica Nicole Womack. Lucy Elizabeth Wooldridge. Rajay Wright. Brandon Yan. Xiaoyu Yanglian. Diana Ruth Yi. Catherine Tebbs York. Got two more. Catherine Noel Zimpelich and Peter Nicholas Zyla.
Family and friends, I present to you the class of 2018 graduates of the Sanford School. And this, of course, would be a great time for our graduates to stand and give a round of applause to the family and friends who have so supported them. So this concludes today's ceremony. Please keep your seats until faculty and students have filed out. Afterwards, please join us at the back of the room for a reception. And again, congratulations to the class of 2018.
Let's do the rondo. We're still going out. Number 5.